In the last half hour, Punggye-ri, North Korea's mysterious nuclear testing site. In the last hour. In the last 2 hours, North Korea says it will close its nuclear test site next month. North Korea will shut nuclear test site next month. North Korea vows to shut nuclear test site. Trump meeting in 3 to 4 weeks. In the last 4 hours, Korea offers to shut nuclear test site in May. Invite U.S. experts. North Korea nuclear test site will be shut down in May. South says North Korea vows to shut down nuclear test site. North Korea promises to close nuclear test site in May. North Korea pledges public display of nuclear test site destruction, and Korea promises transparency in nuclear site shutdown. In the last 6 hours, Kim to shut down nuclear test site in May. Kim offers to close nuclear test site in May. Invite U.S. experts. Seoul, North Korea to dismantle main nuclear test site in May, and Korea to close nuclear test site in May. Invite experts. North Korea nuclear test site to shut in May. Kim Jong-un has agreed to shut down nuclear test site. South Korea says Kim pledges to invite media to witness nuclear site shutdown in May. North Korea to close nuclear site. South says Korea to close nuclear test site in May. Unified time zone. North Korea to shut nuclear test site in May. Seoul says North Korea to close Punggye-ri nuclear test site in May. North Korea to close nuclear test site in May. Unified time zone. South Korea DPRK to openly close nuclear test site in May. Blue House. North Korea to close nuclear test site in May. Unified time zone. North Korea to shut down nuclear test site in May. In the last 8 hours, Kim Jong-un vows to shut down nuclear test site. North Korea to close nuclear test site. North Korea plans to close nuclear test site in May. Seoul says Pyongyang has offered to close down its nuclear test site. North Korea will close main nuclear test site in May. South says North Korea to close nuclear test site in May. Seoul says North Korea says it will shut down nuclear testing site in May. North Korea to close mountain nuclear test site after collapse. Revelation. North Korea committed to closing nuclear test site in May. South. North Korea says it will close nuclear test site in May. North Korea says it will dismantle nuclear test site next month. Report. North Korea says will close nuclear test site in May. South Korea. North Korea to shut nuclear test site. North Korea to close nuclear test site in May, and Korea nuclear test site to close in May. North Korea to dismantle its nuclear test site in May. South Korea and Korea offers to close nuclear test site next month. Changhua Day. Yesterday. In the last 7 days, North Korea's nuclear test site has collapsed. Chinese scientists. North Korea's nuclear test site has caved in. Geologists suspect no. North Korea's nuclear test site wasn't destroyed in an earthquake. Why did North Korea announce closure of nuclear test site? North Korea's nuclear test site likely collapsed. Geologists say North Korea's nuclear test site has collapsed, say geologists. North Korean nuclear testing site likely collapsed. North Korea nuclear program rocked by collapse of test site. North Korea's main nuclear test site has collapsed, finds Chinese study. Geologists find North Korea's nuclear site unusable after collapse. Mountain collapses above North Korea's main nuclear testing site.